The Chola Finance in focus on the back of allegations against the company over operational irregularities. An outlet called Cobrapost made a series of allegations. The stock reacted in quite the opposite way, actually surged up. Now, just broadly, before we get to that conversation, one of the key allegations was that Cobrapost made was 25,000 crore suspicious cash deposit across banks, to which the company came and said, cash EMI nature is part of what the business is. We have strict audits and cash share is already reduced to 15% from 50%. Basically, the kind of customers they have, some of them pay their EMIs in cash. So that is what has happened. The other allegation is very high insurance commissions, possibly bundled illegally. The response was insurance is optional, multi-partner, competitive pricing, and no coercion or exclusivity. There was also an allegation of questionable payments to rating agencies. Chola said the fees are market-linked, below industry averages, no influence or preferential treatment. And many more of those, which we'll run on our screen. But let me come to Mr. Arul Selvan, President and CFO of Cholamandalam Investment and Finance, to throw more light on the issue. Mr. Selvan, thank you so much for your time to us here at NDTV Profit. And like I said, the best response is one which is factual. And I think that's what's happened with you, isn't it? I want to ask you, why do you think your company and your group was at the receiving end of this attack? And I call it an attack because it's not just you saying, no, we didn't do this. Now you have a lot of independent brokerages and analysts saying that a lot of things that you were accused of is something which is industry practice. Then why do you think Chola was singled out?
So I think you should rather ask them rather than me, because we didn't prompt this, or we are at the receiving end. But I think with all humbleness, I should say the growth in Chola had been quite good, and so that might have attracted attention of people to sort of look into what we are doing, or wanting to sort of put certain hurdles in our growth path. I really don't know, and I really do not want to be worried about that. As long as I know that what we are doing is right, and what we are doing is, as per the industry, and what we are clear. Our disclosures across, whether it is driven by the regulation or even outside that, when we do our investor presentations, etc., have been much more granular than most of the other industry players, and we have been always open to any new thoughts and new ideas of sharing, and we have been the first to come across divulging information with regard to our operations. We'll continue in this space, and we do not want to get worried about these sort of small thorns that come our way. It always happens, and we are not worried. But I am thankful that the market and participants, like the brokers and the research analysts, have given the fair opinion about what we are doing and what is not misleading about the allegations.
Comment? Were you asked for a comment or your response before this was put out?
Yes, it was asked, and it was said that they will be releasing it. It came to us day before yesterday evening, and it was supposed to be waiting for our comment till yesterday evening, when the press conference they had originally scheduled. Unfortunately, while saying this, they had parallelly released it to all the media, and we were already getting calls. So that is where we had to react immediately and come on board to clearly state our position. And it was not a very difficult task, because whatever we are doing is what we are talking about. So it is easy for us to come back and say this is what is happening, and the allegations are false. The allegations have been made, with different comparisons of different time periods, and it's completely chaotic and unnecessary. But let's just say
it's a lack of understanding or malicious intent. You said earlier that maybe because we're doing well, this is happening. I mean, who do you think would want to see, something negative happening?
I cannot certainly rule out malicious intent, because there is no reason, and I think these are fairly easily understandable positions that they seem to have done, and the very way that they seem to have used different time points to, gather, just to inflate numbers and mention allegations. Seems there is malicious intent, but as I said, we are happy that the market has recognized what we are doing, and we really do not want to, get into this as any rather concern, but we are prepared to do or even go against them if they continue to do this sort of allegations and do it. Then we will certainly be able to, and we are confident of doing it. Yes.
Mr. Selvan, good morning. Hiral on this side. So you're clearly saying that the claims are malicious and baseless. One question I have you received any communication or red flags from the RBI or any other regulatory authorities with regards to any of these allegations that have been made? Any communications of sorts?
Absolutely no. As a matter of fact, we had, after these allegations came, we had been in touch with all the concerned, both regulatory as well as others, like, for example, rating agencies, banks, shareholders, etc. And everybody had reposed their faith in us, and they are doing their, their regular audits and their, scrutiny. And there have been absolutely zero issues marked of even earmarked by them or red flagged by them for us to look into it, and none of them are looking into any of such things.
Okay. Mr. Selvan, good morning. And for a lot of people who've tracked your company for long, these came in as a surprise and your clarifications are out there. In fact, a lot of brokerages have given out this verdict as well, that all of it seems mispriced, including the cash transactions, which are a part of normal practices at all, right? Entirely. A question would be, therefore, on how do you see business per se over the course of the next 6 months, over the course of the next 18 months, because you seem to be in a pocket which is in the right space at the right time currently, with all the moves that the Reserve Bank has done and all the moves that the government has done, leading to a higher vehicle offtake and a start of potentially a new CV cycle.
Yes, actually, we are poised for good growth and meeting the expectations of the market. What we have been sort of outlining over the past few quarters, as usual. We don't see any negative impact either because of these allegations or even otherwise because of the market movements. Especially that Q3 and Q4 are where the seasonality favors us, and we should completely be in control of improving or increasing our.
Got it. Sorry, I was not asking this with reference to this thing. You well established now that that is not a concern for you, but do you anticipate strong growth? Do you also, I have a part 2 of my question, Mr. Selvan, because you are best placed to answer this. Do you also foresee the beginning of a new CV upcycle for the next couple of years?
Yeah, NIM CV upcycle will be there, especially in Chola, primarily because while the cost of funds is coming down, a large part of our book is fixed rate book, and so we should see some NIM improvements. Having said that, it also needs to be kept in mind that Chola has different products across its businesses. For example, even within vehicle finance, you have products which could be of lower yield, but of a lower credit cost and lower OPEX. So NIM is not the line we really work towards. Because when the cost of fund benefit comes, we then try to focus on products which are slightly lower on the yield. So like, for example, heavy commercial vehicle is an area where we would like to go as and when the demand picks up there, because that would help us to scale volume because it gives us the advantage of the cost of fund, lower cost of fund also. So this is you may not see the translation of the benefit completely in NIM, but you will see the translation of the benefit coming into the bottom line, which is a PBT rota or a PAT rota.
Fair call. Is there a number on disbursements that you would want to share? I mean, estimate second half, Mr. Selvan?
7,000 crore. 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 7,000 crore Certainly no.
No. Okay. Fair call.
You can hold me to it later. As I said, it will be better than the first half.
Okay, better than
Absolutely.
first half. So, but
Across
better
all
than first
products.
half can be 10% better, 50% better, 99% better also.
We are not magicians, okay?
I know, I know, I know. That's a good line.
Mr. Selvan, I just want to ask you, and I understand you can't give us guidance, etc. now, and our conversation's in a different context, but all of the buzz and chatter about easy liquidity, the consumer push, and the excitement for new vehicles and the impact that will have on companies that give vehicle loans like yourselves. Are you beginning to see signs of that in any substantial way?
See, the signs are, I would say, not yet fully, robust. It's a little muted, especially in the products which are directly linked to industrial production growth, etc. So you will see, you are not seeing the traction good enough in let's say, in heavy commercial vehicle or in the CV segment yet. While it has improved, it is not improved to the levels that we thought of or the industry was talking as the growth levels. So we will see this coming as we move into the next few quarters. That's our expectation. We also there is a little bit of apprehension that in Q1, Q2, where the seasonality comes into play, there could be a small dip and then it could again move up when the auto cycle completes its turn. This is also, we have to factor in that the shift from BS4 to BS6 that happened a few years back had made the products costlier. And also the longevity of the product has become longer. So the shift has made the customers utilize this vehicle for a longer time. Generally, the loans which used to be for 5 years, 4 to 5 years, is now trended to become 6 years or above. And so they will wait for this full EMI cycle to complete before they replace the vehicle. So I think that would be the cycle that would come up maybe 2 or 3 quarters from now.
Okay, interesting inputs. Thank you so much, Arul Selvan, for speaking with us and coming in and answering all of our questions today. Chola Finance, they're talking about their response to several allegations which clearly have not been taken seriously by the street.